my lovelies. Welcome to your new moon in Taurus / solar eclipse yoga class. My name is Natasha, also known as Nurse Natasha. Welcome, hi, hello. Please make sure you're set up for success, so you have any props that you need for your practice. I have blocks here. I also have a strap, which we are probably going to use in class today. But if you don't have a strap, you can use a towel or a blanket. Mine's back here. If you don't have blocks, you can use old books. You can use pillows, bolsters, anything that you need for your practice to make it work for you and your body. Grab it, have it nearby, and set yourself up for success. If you don't know me, I'm Natasha. Like I said, I try to make my classes as accessible as possible for all levels and all bodies, specifically plus size bodies. So I'm going to offer a ton of variations, and yeah, I just want you to listen to your body, do what works best for you, and everything I say is an option, not an order. So make it work for you and your body, and listen to your body. Trust your intuition. You know what's best for you. So with that being said, let's talk about this new moon. So this new moon kicks us off into eclipse season. We have the new moon in Taurus on April 30th, and there's also a solar eclipse that day. And eclipses are generally portals that kind of put us where we need to be. We're also going into retrograde season, so it's just very, it's a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy. And it's very transformative energy, very, like lots of changes coming. However, with the new moon in Taurus and the solar eclipse, is kind of like a super powered opportunity. It's like, this is kind of the time to manifest. It can be a little chaotic, and it can maybe not turn out in the way that you thought it would. But it's just an opportunity. It's not so much as creating the opportunity yourself and kind of like, setting like this really strict plan of an opportunity. It's more so letting the opportunity come to you and letting that door open, that portal open for you, and being like, okay, that's where I want to go. Like I said, it is a solar eclipse, a partial solar eclipse, not a complete one. And then we also have Pluto retrograde is our first retrograde starting on April 29th. So the day before, Pluto rules death and transformation and rebirth. So again, really transformative energy. We do have a Mercury retrograde coming up in May. So we're just entering this season of kind of like change and inner work and shadow work and just like really heavy chaotic energy. But I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I kind of think that if you've done the work, you've done the shadow work, you've done the healing, it's going to kind of catapult you into these new opportunities. And yeah, it's going to it's not going to be super easy, but you're just going to be able to handle all the kind of chaos and the changes that come. Now, I don't want you to get scared, because all that being said, we do have a Venus-Jupiter conjunction in Pisces, I believe happening the same weekend. And we have a ton of planets in Pisces right now. So as a Pisces, I'm thriving. But this conjunction is super lucky. It is Venus and Jupiter, which are the planets of love and luck, are conjuncting in Pisces, which is the sign of dreams. And, so it's going to be this very dreamy, high-powered, slightly chaotic energy, but it's going to kind of, again, catapult us into these opportunities or these portals that are going to lead us to new opportunities and to our dreams. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. Like I said, it's been a little, but I feel good about it. So let's talk about Taurus, because it is in Taurus, and Taurus in the body rules the throat, the vocal cords, the thyroids. Of course, we're going to be focusing on that throat chakra today. It's all about, speaking these new opportunities into existence, speaking your truths, speaking about new truths and new opportunities. So Taurus in tarot is ruled by the Hierophant, and that is the Pope of the tarot deck. It's been called. It's the card of tradition, and kind of your traditions and your kind of rules and your standards are kind of being reevaluated and being shifted, and you're kind of finding these new truths and traditions and standards for yourself, kind of breaking the mold, and again, just finding these new opportunities and just new, kind of like the rules of how you live your life. You're kind of breaking free from some of those old ones that might have been holding you back, or like things that you created in order to survive. A lot of us are coming out of that period of survival into living and thriving, instead of instead of just surviving, as most of us have been, throughout this global pandemic and all this crazy stuff that's been happening. We're kind of finally starting shifting into I'm living, I'm thriving. I have kind of new rules, traditions, ways I live my life, and they're new and they're kind of scary, but they're going to give me new opportunities and new doors. So that's pretty much it, I think. Those are all my notes. Yeah, we're going to get started. So again, like I said, we're focusing on that throat chakra. We're going to be opening the throat a lot, doing some different stuff today. I think that's how we got. And remember, Taurus is an earth sign. Taurus is very grounded. Taurus knows what they want. I think where the conflict is going to come is we know that Taurus is very like stuck in their ways, and they're kind of, and I love Taurus. Like, Taurus are one of my favorite signs. I love earth signs. But Taurus is kind of known for like knowing what they want. They're kind of hard to move. You know, they're the bull. They're kind of stubborn. And I think that's what that retrograde season in the eclipse is going to kind of force us to break through and kind of push us, even though we don't really want to go into those new portals and those new opportunities. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to open ourselves up to set ourselves up for those new opportunities. And yeah, so we're going to get started seated. Easy seated pose means something different for everybody. For me, I like sitting with my legs crossed. You can sit with your legs extended. You can kind of sit however feels comfortable for you. Try to feel those sit bones on the mat, but you can also sit on a pillow or a bolster or a block. Whatever your easy seated pose is, I want you to go there. And we're going to do some breath work and intention setting here for this class. So once you find yourself in your seated pose, I encourage you to have your palms facing down to tap into that grounded Taurus energy, or you can have your palms facing up to receive these new opportunities. Whatever kind of feels good for you. I'm feeling pretty ungrounded, so I'm going to go for that grounding. Now you can close your eyes if it feels good, or you can keep them open. And we're just going to start to bring ourselves to our mat, to this moment, to this present time. And we do that with our breath, our pranayama, our breath control. I just want you to bring your awareness to your breath, not changing anything about it just yet. Just noticing it as it goes in and as it goes out. Maybe you notice as it goes in, your shoulders kind of rise, the chest expands, the belly expands. And as you exhale, you feel a gentle release and maybe sink kind of deeper into that grounding into the mat. You can start to deepen and lengthen these inhales and exhales. And as you breathe deeply here, I just want you to start to take inventory, check in, do a body scan, but also check in with the mind, the soul, and just see how you're feeling. Notice any tensions, blockages, or constraints that are coming up. We want to practice non-judgment, non-attachment, so we don't want to cling to these things. We just want to be an observer and kind of notice them. Like, oh yeah, I see that blockage. I'm going to work through it. I know I can work through it. Acknowledging it, but not judging ourselves, because we are only human. And if you find yourself maybe getting really hooked on something or really kind of grasping onto something and it's hard to let go, use your breath as a tool to kind of, release that thing and kind of gently encourage it to just go on by. So take a big inhale in through the nose and open mouth, exhale. Just start to release that grasp. Big inhale in, open mouth, exhale. Last one, just like that, really big inhale in. I want you to fill up the chest, fill up the belly, take up space. And open mouth, exhale. You can let your breath return to normal. Again, just keep your focus on it. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. We're going to start to get right into this neck, into this thyroid, and tap into this Taurus energy. Inhale here, exhale, you can drop your right ear to your right shoulder. You're just going to feel that gentle opening in the left side of your neck. Inhale, center, exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, center, exhale, right ear, right shoulder. One more time. And inhale, center, exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Gently inhale, come center. We're just going to continue this work on our neck. So you're going to inhale here, exhale, drop the right ear to the right shoulder. You're going to take this left hand and drop it down to the mat. So kind of reaching down for the mat, you're going to feel this stretch in the side of the neck to the shoulder. Just kind of get a little bit more intense. And I want you to gently take this right hand and just bring it kind of right to those tendons in your neck, kind of placing it right on your heart space, a little bit onto your neck, and you're going to feel that kind of tension in your neck. Just tapping into this Taurus energy, this throat chakra. Now you can stay right here, but if you want to feel a little more, you can start to walk this left hand a little behind you, and you're going to feel those kind of tendons in your neck running down to your shoulder. You're going to feel it kind of shift. You're going to feel that little bit more intense of a stretch. Gently breathing here. Inhale here and exhale, gently release. We'll take it to the other side. So inhale, center, exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Taking that right hand, kind of pushing it away and then reaching fingertips to the mat. So you're going to feel that stretch kind of engage a little bit more. You can bring that left hand just gently to your heart, to the neck, kind of feeling those tendons. You can always show yourself some love here. Maybe give yourself a little massage, a little neck massage. Treating ourselves with kindness. Breathing here. And then if you want a little more, if it feels good, just kind of gently walk those fingertips back. And you're going to feel that neck open up even more. Inhale here and exhale, gently release. You can kind of do some neck and head circles here. Now it feels a little funky. We're getting deep into that neck today. And once you're done kind of shaking it out, I just want you to go ahead and drop your chin to your chest. Now this is where we're going to kind of set our intentions with movement. So chin is dropped to the chest, and you're going to shake your head no, really slowly, really exaggerated, turning your head from side to side. And this is where I want you to say no to anything that's not serving you. Saying no to any of those kind of old patterns, old habits, old belief systems, old traditions, that old kind of survival mode rules that we kind of lived in for so long. I want you to say no. I don't need that anymore. I don't want that anymore. It served me at a time and I'm grateful for it. But it's time to go. Speak it out loud. Use that throat chakra. Say, no, I don't want that. No, I'm done with survival mode. And gently come back to stillness. Chin to chest, coming to center. And now you're going to nod the head. Yes, really slowly, really exaggerated. When you drop that head back, really lift the chin, open the throat. And then coming forward, chin to chest. And now I want you to say yes. Yes to new opportunities. Yes to receive good things. Yes, for these new portals that are going to put us where we need to be. Yes to anything that you want here. New moons are for manifesting. Yes to living. Yes to thriving. Again, speak it out loud. And then when you're ready, you can gently release, come back to neutral. If your legs are crossed like mine, just take a second to stretch them out and then cross them the other way just to make sure we get even here. We're going to do one more thing with our neck. I know we're getting really into it. So you're going to come in, you're going to interlace your fingers together. And first we're going to place the palms of our hands on the back of our neck, right where our skull meets our spine. And you're going to drop your chin to your chest. Now I don't want you to pull here. You're just letting gravity do its thing. Getting into the back of the neck, that cervical spine. Again, not pulling, Just letting gravity kind of engage here. Gently release, keeping the fingers interlaced. Now bringing the tops of the hands right underneath the chin and pressing that chin up, opening up the elbows and opening the throat. Gaze is up, chin is up. Making it a gentle push, we're not going too hard. Just gently opening the throat. And slowly you can release. Shake it out if you need to. Shake out whatever needs to be shaken out. And then we're going to transition to our tabletop. So take your time here. Transitioning to the hands and knees. Shoulder, elbow, wrist will stack. Hips will stack over the knees. And we'll go for our cat-cow flow here, warm up the spine. So you can inhale, lift the chin, open the chest, arching the back, sticking that booty out. Exhale, round, drop the chin to chest, dome out the shoulders, really rounding the spine. Inhale, open. And exhale, round. Now you can flow here for 5 to 7 more rounds, linking your breath to your movement. And when you inhale for your cow pose, I really want you to lift the chin, really open that neck and the throat. And when you exhale, really tuck that chin to your chest. But find any movements that feel good here to you, so you can take it from side to side. You can take full body circles, just really listening to your body and what it needs. And just flow here with your breath. Finishing up your last round, coming back to a neutral spine. Now we're gently going to lower to our bellies. Take your time here, lowering down. We're going to flow through some Cobra poses. So first is low Cobra. Hands are going to come underneath the shoulders. Elbows are squeezed into the sides. We're going to inhale, just lift the head, the chest, the shoulders. Lift that chin, open the throat. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the head, the chest, the shoulders. Option here to lift your fingers up off the mat. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale up. Maybe lift those fingers up off the mat. Or maybe if you want to challenge, lift those hands off the mat. Stay lifted. Exhale, gently release. On the next inhale, we'll rise to a sphinx pose. So forearms come out in front of you. Palms press into the mat, forearms press into the mat. You're pressing the shoulders down and away from the ears, lifting the chin. Gaze is forward. And you can shake your head no here. You want to get a little bit more into the neck. And gently come to stillness. Now, option to stay here in your sphinx pose, or option to transition to a high cobra. So you can stay here, or if you'd like, you can press your palms into the mat, straighten your arms, and then slowly walk your hands back. One step at a time, keeping the chin lifted, pressing the pelvis and the hips into the mat, pressing shoulders down and away from the ears until those hands are underneath the shoulders, lifting the chin, finding this high cobra, breathing here. Inhale here. Exhale, you can find your child's pose. Bring those knees as wide as the mat, sink those hips back to the heels, and sink down. This for a counter pose here. And just take a moment to ground yourself and to breathe. If you'd like to tap into that grounded earth energy, perhaps lift up your fingers and then gently release them. Back down to the mat. Breathing deeply here. And gently on your next inhale, you can rise. Now, we're going to find a puppy pose, which, funnily enough, my puppy Fozzie just decided to appear on the edge of the bed. Oh, now he's running away. He's like, "You're going to do puppy pose? All right." So our puppy pose is similar to our child's pose, except you're keeping your hips stacked over the knees. So keeping those hips over the knees, you're going to walk the hands out and drop the chest, the heart, down to the mat like you're taking a bow here. Now you can place a block, a bolster, a pillow underneath your chest for that extra support. You can either place your forehead or your chin on the mat. I'm doing my chin to just open that throat a little bit more and gazing up towards my hands. Now this is an intense heart opener. So breathe here. On your next inhale, gently rise up. All right, my friends, we're going to do a little something new today. We haven't done these, I don't think, in the class, at least in a very long time. We're going to work on our forearm plank and our dolphin pose. So getting a little bit into the upper body, getting a little bit into the core. We're going to get nice and strong here. We're setting ourselves up to do Locust pose, or savasana, to kind of, it's a very strength-based throat and heart opener. So we're just tapping into our strength a little bit here to set ourselves up for success. So our forearm plank, starting from your table, you can come to your forearms. Now you can have your forearms like how we have them in sphinx position. You can also grasp the hands together, interlacing the fingers if that feels good. Kind of play around with hand placement, see what feels good for you. And when you're ready, extending those legs out, coming to the balls of the feet and finding this forearm plank. Now, here on in your forearm plank, again, kind of play around with the arm hand placement, see what feels good for you. I really want you to check in with your alignment here. So your gaze should be forward, lifting the chin. Again, we're tapping into that throat chakra. And your spine should be in a nice straight line. Now, I have a big booty. So if you have a big booty like me, your butt's kind of just going to stick up a little bit. It's going to stick out because it's, you know, it's big. There's nothing we can do about that. But I really want you to focus on getting the head, the shoulders, and the hips and the booty in line. So your spine is in one nice straight line. So it takes a lot of core engagement. So when you're here, I don't want you to be here with the hips slumped, and I don't want you to be here with them too high. We're going to work on dolphin in a little bit, but for now I want you to focus on a nice straight line, engaging the core, gazing forward. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and you can release. Now you can also take this from your knees. So the key here is those knees are kind of extended back. So first, just find a second on your toes, and then you can drop those knees. Your hips are going to drop a little bit. That's a good place to practice, a good place to start. Now another key is to keep those shoulders over the elbows. You don't want to be too far back or too far forward. So take your time, play around with this forearm plank. A great setup for a forearm stand, if that's something you'd like to work on. This is going to help you build the upper body and the core strength. Now when you're done playing around, we're going to play around with dolphin pose. And dolphin is essentially a downward facing dog, but from your forearms. So I'm not going to hold it for very long. I just want you to play and have fun with some of these new yoga poses, these new asanas. Just see how they feel. And then you're probably going to be a little sore in your upper body, but you know, we're going to feel strong. We're going to feel good. All right. So for your dolphin pose, same setup. You can also set up from a downward dog and drop to the forearms, but I like to set up in my forearm plank. So I'm coming to my forearm plank. I'm just going to walk my feet in so my head starts to go in between my shoulders. And this is my dolphin. Now you can gaze forward. That's kind of going to prepare you for the forearm stand. But you can also tuck your head under, but your head is not touching the mat. Your shoulders are stacked over your elbows. Your hips, your butt is up, and it's just like our downward facing dog where we're pressing our chest through the shoulders, kind of pressing the chest up towards the thighs. Now you can keep the feet wide to honor and make space for the belly and thighs. And another key here is not to drop into your shoulders. So that's also when you're doing a forearm stand, it's very easy for those shoulders to kind of like drop. You're really trying to press the forearms into the mat and push up. So you're pressing down and lifting the shoulders and the chest. So let me show you the difference. So if I'm here and I'm not engaged, I'm kind of like sinking into the mat. As soon as I engage, I'm lifting my chest up, pressing my forearms, or you can press your hands into the mat as well, lifting the shoulders. It's kind of like when you drop, your shoulders shrug up to your ears, press those shoulders down and away from the ears. So play around here, see what it feels like. You can lift one leg, lift the other. If you like to play around with forearm stand, you can do so here. Mine's a little rusty and I don't want to fall into this shelf right here. But you can play around with it. You can lift up one leg. You can lift up the other. You can kind of do what feels good. Maybe, how badly do I want to hurt myself today is the question. I'm going to listen to my body. And I'm not going to kick up into a forearm stand just yet. Maybe I'll practice after class. But this is a great setup. If forearm stand is on your goal list, play around with these postures. And when you're done, just come join me on your knees for a second. Shake the arms out. Just kind of ragdoll here. You can kind of cast some of this stagnant survival mode energy away. We don't want it. We're done with it. And we're going to rest in a child's pose for a moment. So again, bring those knees as wide as the mat. Sink the hips down to your heels. Walk those arms out. And just drop on down. Try to relax those shoulders here because I can already feel the tension building in my shoulders from that strength work. So with every exhale, sink deeper into the mat, relax those shoulders. All right, on your next inhale, you can rise and come to your belly on the exhale. Now we're going to do our locust pose here. This is where your strap can come in. So I'm going to give you lots of options. Option one, so this pose is we're lifting both our legs and our arms up off the mat and getting that chest, throat opening, the heart opening, all that jazz. If you're like me and you have a knot in your shirt, it's going to feel a little funky, so maybe untie your shirt. But your arms are going to come back behind you. Now you can, option one, you don't even have to grab your hands behind you. Option one is when you lift, you're going to lift with the palms facing up towards the ceiling. So when I say lift, you lift the head, the chest, the shoulders, just like in our low cobra. You lift the legs so you engage the quads and press the knees, the calves, the feet up off the mat. Point those toes and lift, pressing those palms up towards the mat. That's option one. Option two is you're going to use this strap to clasp behind the back. When you lift, you're going to pull on the strap, try to lift those hands up off your butt. Or option three is you can clasp behind your back. Now, I do not have that range of motion. I've had multiple surgeries on my chest, so I don't have that range of motion. And that's okay. I find the variation that works best for me. You find the variation that works best for you, and we're going to get it done. So we're going to do it 3 times in this variation, and then we're going to do another variation for funsies. So bring my blocks out of the way over here. So setting yourself up so you can bring your arms behind you. Set yourself up for whichever variation you'd like to take. Inhale here. Exhale all your breath out. And now we inhale, rise. Press those palms up towards the ceiling, or grab your strap, or grab your hands, lifting the legs up off the mat, pressing the pelvis, the belly, tops of thighs into the mat. Breathe here for a moment. Big inhale in, exhale, release. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale in, exhale, release. Inhale, rise. Maybe lift the head, the chest, the shoulders a little more. Breathe here. Big inhale, and exhale, release. All right, last one. Set yourself up. Inhale here. Exhale all your air out. Inhale, rise. Maybe a little higher. Big inhale here. Exhale, release. Bring those forearms in front of you. Oh, and take a moment. You can either bring your chin or your forehead to the forearms and just kind of shake your head here. You can shake your hips. Release some of that tension in the shoulders and the neck. All right. We're going to do one last variation, and then I promise we're going to cool down. So we're going to do a little Superman locust pose. So you can extend your arms out in front of you. Same concept, except this time we're lifting the arms up. We're flying through the skies, my friends. We're going to take this solar eclipse and this portal energy, and we're just going to shoot right through it. So when you're ready, arms extend overhead. Take a big inhale. Exhale out all your air. And then inhale, lift the arms, lift the legs. Really engage the core. Breathe here for a moment. Inhale and exhale, release. Shake it out for a second. We'll do that 2 more times. When you're ready, inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale, lift everything. Try to not shrug those shoulders up to the ears. Big inhale in. Exhale, release. Don't hit your bed like I did. And just shake it out. All right, last one. Arms extended. When you're ready, inhale in. Exhale out all your air. Inhale, lift. Lift a little higher. Big inhale in. Exhale, release. You can bring those hands back behind you. And I got big bazoobies here, so it's hard for me to lay my face on the mat. But it's a little counter stretch with the arms behind you. And then gently, when you're ready, on your next inhale, you can rise and exhale, find your child's pose. There's like a face plant on the mat where my face was and my makeup was. Find this child's pose. Really just sink into the mat. Now, option here to bring your hands back by your sides. You can kind of lay one cheek on the mat. If you have glasses, just take your glasses off. I'm going to counter stretch this stuff. You can also, in a wide-legged child's pose, reach your hands in the inside. That might feel a little better. You can also lay on a pillow or a bolster here. And just a little counter pose. I know that was really intense in the upper body. But you did it. You're so strong. Maybe switch cheeks. So turn your head to the other side. We're here for new things and new opportunities and new portals. And when you're ready, you can inhale, rise up. I'm going to come to a seat on my knees. You can sit on your butt if you'd like, or a bolster, or a block, or a pillow. I'm going to sit on my knees just because I like sitting on my knees. But listen to your body and what works best for you. We're going to release some of that neck stuff that was very, really heavy on the neck, on the throat, on the shoulders. We're just going to release some of it here. So you can drop your right hand to the mat. Inhale that left arm up and open. And take this side stretch here. Try to keep that chest open to the ceiling. Press that left hip down. Breathe here. Now inhale, pull that left arm back, opening up the chest a little bit more. And exhale, round forward like you're about to thread the needle with that left hand under the right, but we're not going to thread it. Inhale, open up. Exhale, thread forward. Inhale, open. Last one, exhale, thread and round forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, you can return to center. Left hand comes down, right arm inhales up and open, pressing that right hip down. Open the chest to the ceiling. And same thing here. Inhale, pull that right arm back. Exhale, round and thread forward. Inhale, pull it back. Exhale, round forward. Inhale, last one. Exhale, round. Inhale and exhale, return to center. Now we'll just take some head, neck circles, some rolls here. So we're going to start going to the right side. So inhale here, exhale, drop the right ear to the right shoulder, and then the head comes all the way back over to the left. Inhaling as you come through center, chin to chest, to the right, and then exhaling as you go back. Try to keep those shoulders pushed down from the ears. And just roll out the head and the neck here. Take your time. Move slowly with intention. The next time you come through center, chin to chest, pause there for a moment, kind of shake the head no. And then take it in the opposite direction. So going to the left, exhaling as you drop it back over to the right, inhaling as you come center, and continuing here. And I bet you guys, when I feel pretty strong, I feel ready to take on eclipse season and retrograde season, to speak my truth and to speak these new opportunities into existence, because I'm powerful and so are you. Next time you're centered, just stay there for a second, chin to chest. One more little shake of the head, no. And go ahead and release. All right, we're going to take it to our back. Grab some water if you need it. I find that working on the throat and the throat chakra, I'm like, oh, I need so much water. A neat little trick to work on the throat chakra is if you can get one of those crystal water bottles, specifically with like a lapis or a sodalite crystal, because blue is the color of the throat chakra. And you drink the water from that, it's kind of that crystal energy is going right through your throat. Just a nice little hack. I have an amethyst one of those. But anywho, so we're on our backs. Lower gently, lower comfortably. Take a block with you. Block's right here. And we're going to find a supported bridge pose. So my knees are bent. My feet bottoms are on the mat. Bringing my heels up to my butt. I'm going to inhale those hips up just high enough to scoot that block right underneath my sacral area. Rest those hips on the block. And breathe here. You can bring your hands to your belly or hands to the sides, palms down for grounding, palms up to receive. Just breathe here. Feel this release. Nice big deep belly breaths here, so remember to take up space because you deserve it.
Now when you're ready, we'll take a supported shoulder stand. So from here, you're going to stay right here on your block, bend the knees into the chest, and just straighten them to the sky. Now you can point and flex the toes here, roll out the ankles, you can roll out the wrists. Option to take your full shoulder stand or your plow pose here. You can also do this without the block and just lift those legs into the sky. You can do it against the wall. Just a little baby inversion, getting the blood flowing in the opposite direction. I actually did a few inversions today with our dolphin pose. And when you're ready to release, just gently bend the knees in, drop those feet down, lift those hips up enough, scoop that block out from underneath you. Take that block out to the side, and we will finish with some final twists here. So bringing the arms out to a T position, drawing those knees into the chest. Inhale here, exhale, drop the knees over to the right. Option to gaze over that left shoulder. And the more you gaze over that left shoulder, the more you're going to kind of feel it in the neck, the chest, the shoulders. And breathing here. Now I know usually new moons are for manifesting and full moons are for releasing, but allow this to be a little release under the new moon, just anything that's going to kind of hinder your eclipse season or your retrograde season, anything that you find is holding you back from new opportunities and kind of chasing those dreams and just living and thriving. Just let it go here. Use your breath as a tool to let some of it go. Start the process of release. It's not all going to happen here, but you can kind of intentionally start that process here. Inhale gently, everything comes to center, and exhale, legs come over to the left. Maybe gaze over that right shoulder. And just allow yourself that release here. Gently inhale, everything comes back to center, and exhale, release. Now you can do any final pose here that you feel like your practice needs, maybe happy baby, maybe more twists, maybe an inversion, whatever you want to do. But when you're ready, or if you're ready to go there with me and set yourself up for your savasana, of course you can take any savasana you feel comfortable in, but I will offer you the option if you want to tap in more to that throat chakra. You can take a supported fish pose. So what that looks like is placing a block right in the center of your mat. It's going to go right in between your shoulder blades. Again, you don't have to do this, but if you want to, it goes right in the center. And you're going to lay back on that block. It's going to be kind of right in the center of your back, in between your shoulder blades. You're going to lay down on that block, allow the shoulder blades to open over it. Now you can use another block or a pillow underneath your head. Or you can just rest on the mat, but you're going to lift that chin and open that throat. Maybe you're feeling pretty open here because we did a lot of throat opening. Just encourage that chin up and relax here, feeling those shoulder blades open over that block. Now you can have palms facing down for grounding, palms facing up to receive. You can keep the knees bent or extend them. Or take, even if you'd like, a Supta Baddha Konasana, so reclined bound angle with the feet bottoms into touch, knees open if you want to get into the hips a little bit. Or you can just take your good old-fashioned savasana corpse pose. But go where it feels good for you. I just offer you this option for a little bit more throat opening. Wherever you are, we're going to breathe together and rest in this savasana. And I'll let you know when it's time to come back. When you're ready, you can bring awareness back to your space and back into your body. Maybe you gently start to wiggle the toes or wiggle the fingers. You can roll out the wrists or roll out the ankles. Just make those movements bigger. If you're on your block, you can just gently roll off to the side. And we will all find a fetal pose to one side. Knees pulled in, using the bottom arm as a pillow. Remembering that fetal pose symbolizes fresh starts and new beginnings. And gently, when you're ready, you can press up to a seat, any seat that you find comfortable. Bringing those hands to either side of you, feeling the mat beneath your fingertips. Inhale those arms up, taking all that wonderful energy we just created. Exhale, bring them back down, releasing anything that doesn't serve you. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, palms come together to touch and draw them to the heart center. The light in me honors the light in each of you. We bow to our practice. Thank you. That's all I have for you today, my lovelies. I hope you have a wonderful new moon, a wonderful solar eclipse. If you'd like, I do have a yoga membership here on YouTube where we do live classes, live tarot readings. There is a 30-day challenge starting on May 1st. So this new moon is on the 30th, so we start tomorrow. If you'd like to join, just click the join button on my channel or in this video. It's right next to the subscribe button. I'll also put a link in the description box because sometimes that button doesn't show up on mobile. But it's only $9.99 a month, and there's live new moon and full moon workshops. So if you'd like to tap into this energy more, again, live tarot readings, live yoga classes. I feel like there's something I'm missing. We got the 30-day challenge. We have a private Discord community. It's super awesome, and I'm just so grateful, even if you're not in the membership, but if you are, or if you're not, if you're just here practicing with me here on YouTube, I'm so grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. This has been an incredible opportunity for me. And I'm manifesting just so many new wonderful opportunities for you in this eclipse season. You know, do the work, stay strong. I know retrograde season and eclipse season is scary, but we got this. You got this. I think that's all I have for you, my lovelies. So I will see you next time. And yeah, see you then.